If you enjoy Gaeilge Weekly, want to begin feeling truly confident speaking and using the Irish language, don't forget to become a Learn Irish Online member today. I'm not going to bore you with the details of it. The membership contains so much that we'd probably be here all day. What I am going to say is head over to patreon.com/Learn Irish Online and sign up for a free trial today. If it's not for you, you can cancel anytime, but last year 92% of all signups continued past their free trial because it immediately helped them with their confidence as Gaeilge. How? By getting them using the language from day one and not just teaching token phrases or outdated proverbs. So sign up today at patreon.com/Learn Irish Online or on the Patreon app to start speaking real Irish with real confidence. Hiya folks, mods and wad tróna má fáilte ras chuig an show fáilte chuig EAGRÁN céad is a caracha cuaig de Gaeilge Weekly. Agus mars ganach, as always, míle buchas as túnál isteach agus as a bheith ag éisteacht leis an show. Riv a dhéanam Dermot, before I forget, agus cínse go bhfuil mé chun Dermot a dhéanú seo muna dearm dúrchan is é. If I don't say it right now, I definitely will forget it. Ní bhaid aon EAGRÁN nua de Gaeilge Weekly ag teacht amach an tachtain seo thugan. Okay, so next week an tachtain thugan, no Gaeilge Weekly, agus an sin baimiid ras mars ganach, as usual, an dara lá miúil the 2nd of July. Beidir gúil tú ag smaoinú cin fá a bhín seachtain sir gach gá nó trí bhí. Well, tá cúpla fá leis sin. Gan nás creidim se gúil sé tábhaach. I definitely believe it's important. Má tá tú ag déanú rud éigean mar seo pud chréile seachtainúil a weekly podcast chun sus a thógáil inis is arís. Onas nach mai aonáis burnout agus onas go mai na EAGRÁN a bhíon ag dul amach, the episodes that do go out, that they're as good as possible, chomh mar is féidir, ach níos mó ná sin, tá cúis eile, another reason, agus sin go mín mé ag déanú bulk record a lán content eile, a lán físeánaí agus podcréaltaí eile a bhíon ag dul amach an membership, on the LIO membership, and on ballriocht LIO Patreon. So, mar hampla an tachtain thugan, ní bhaid méid déanú aon rang an na Gaeilge, ní bhaid méid déanú aon podcréaltaí le Gaeilge Weekly, just by méid déanú an content le haid an membership, agus an sin bain content sin ag dul amach míúil, mílúnasa, agus ní bhaid orm a bheith bortha nó a bheith ag smaoinú faoi sin an chuid eile gen Sarah for the rest of the summer. So, sin an fá, má tá tú fisroch if you're curious. Míle buchas freisin le gach duine a cheol seachtarachtaí in a riomhphoist isteach tar éis an tachtain scaite. Big thank you to anyone who sent in emails or messages after last week. Dúirt a lán daoine lumsa gur bhain siad taitneamh as an show faoi Patrick O'Connell agus tá fíor sásta faoi sin mar tá mise ag éirí níos mó episódaí cosúil le sin a dhéana sa todhchaí an seo Gaeilge Weekly. Ar nói le déanaí bhí an episód agén Airport Chnochhuire, nach Airport, agus freisin Patrick O'Connell, an tachtain scaite. Freisin bhí episód agan beidir 2 bhí ó hin 2 months ago, nó níos mó, is 3 bhí ó hin faoi Airport na Sionnana, Shannon Airport, agus an scéal leisteach go bhaine le sin, agus Boris Yeltsin, agus na Sínig, the Chinese, agus gachar eile, sé ráisfuig an EAGRÁN sin ceapan tús mí EAGRÁN a bhí an mar bhí méid labhairt freisin faoi Rory McIlroy agus Augusta timpeall an am sin nó sin episode sin. So cínte grá sé ag tús mí EAGRÁN 2 bhí ó hin. Agus is matlam na topic sin, is matlam star na héireann go generaltas, matlam an star idirnáisiúnta, international kind of history go generalta. Ach go háirithe star na héireann agus cé go bhfuil sim agam sna rudí móra mar hampla an coga cathartha the Civil War nó na tísigh difriúla the different tíseachs nó aon rud modula star na héireann le céad nó céad is sa fiche bliain a new space anything throughout the 20th century or this century aon rud ire an chéad is fethe nó an fiú hís. Ach níos mó ná aon rud eile ar an seo tá mé gurí labhairt faoi rudaí nach bhfuil aithnithe chomh mór sin that aren't kind of recognised or known about as much. Cínte nach raibh clú ag an gcuid is mó de héisteoirí an teachtain sicáte faoi Patrick O'Connell agus faoi Monsignor Horan agus Airfort chunach chuir a beagnaí níos cáiliúla ach fós scéal beagnaín difriúil, beagnaín níis, beagnaín obscure mar a dearfá sin iad na rudaí a bhfuil mé gurí labhairt fuú ar an bud chréile nuair atá mé ag déanú na scéaltaí a bhaineann le stair agus na profile pieces sin is féidir leat rá. An rud zachar faoi sin ná má tá mé gurí labhairt faoi daoine agus scéaltaí atá sais obscure. Well, tá sé deacair an smaoinú fuú margheall go bhfuil siad obscure. It's of course tricky to think about obscure characters and people and stories I can talk about because they are by nature not that well known about. Some tá aon tips agah se, aon legenda agah se. Oh, have you heard about this guy? Have you heard about this guy who saved a civil war from some other country on the other side of the world and he was from Clifton in Galway or whatever. Aon scéaltaí cosúla sin, cosúla Patrick O'Connell, cosúla Monsignor Horan, let a hell bí a dagwalum agus carrilum chun cinenne a dhéanú ar an géad topic eile a bheits mé ag labhairt faoi. Help me to kind of decide on the next topic that I'll be speaking about because I'll definitely like to do one of those at some point in July ag point ag an ire miúil. Is dócha cosúil le aon duine eile bíonn mé ag dul trí tréimh siad difriúil, like kind of different phases maidir leis na rudaí a bhfuil sim agam unto in terms of the things I'm interested in. Agus orintha beidir bíonn mé gafa leis an sport agus le F1 nó snooker nó peilghaoileach agus ag labhairt faoin peilghaoileach tá mé ag taifeadú inniu cúpla óir ar chloig tar éis an tarraingt a few hours after the draw le haid bouta iver a 3 san All-Ireland, round number 3 in the All-Ireland, and what a draw. A lehids de tarraingt ann an sin, and some unbelievable games coming up this weekend along chluichí duchredsi ag tacht aníos an tíre seachtainna seo agus tá méid tanú go mór leis agus is íhanlam an format. Agus dúirt méid tústa bliana tá sé ar legan éigen te Gaeilge Weekly. Dúirt méid, watch out, this format is going to be brilliant. We had it in the Galway Senior Football Championship on Chraibh Pella in Nolliv 10 years ago or something. Generally, no hint, it's really, really good. They've used it and it's flying, and the football has never been stronger, probably. Nero on Pell. Níos ládra ná mar atá sé anis riven no chance ma nach bhfuil sé definitely not in my lifetime ma héal hain ar Enos, and some brilliant games coming up this weekend including Kerry and Armagh chluichí iontacha ag tacht aníos an deire seachtainna seo le Curie in I or the Waka san Oribh. Ach beidir ag orintí eile níl mór an sim agam sa sport agus tá níos mó sim agam sa cheol mar hampla agus a géisteach le house music nó géisteach le indie music na rudaí cos le sin beidir orintha tá níos mó sim agam i teanga chugs bíonn méid gafa le fólam na hedála segus, fólam na spána segus, gachra eile mar sin ach faoi láthair gan dabhas tá méid dul trí tréimhse a bhaineann leis an stair. That is all to do with history. Agus tá méid féchann sé ar lán rudaí agus ag léamh a lán rudaí ó bhfuil nascacu that have a connection to history, and especially 20th century history. In other words, anything's happened from 1900 and even this century, you know, on century seo cumh non céadú seo cumh, because for me, anything before 1900, inrud rih needs a céad go bhfuil sé tábhachtach mar hampla bhí an Gurtha Mór. The famine was, of course, before then. Seriously huge, important things on a tábhachtach, on a war. Ach, domsa, agus ceapam gohfuil an rud céine ag a lán daoine. Ná, tá sé zachar le aon rud a tharla 200, 300, 400 bliana uainn. Tá sé zachar to kind of relate to that. Relied ein rud no beag nach ein rud a harla sa fihu híis in the 20th century. There's pictures, there's videos, there's books, first-hand sources, foinsi, chéad lava, or sin, you know, that person's autobiography, or this video on Fishon Sud, on Dirva Ashnish, on Dinna sin. And it's also recent, tá sé có le déine sin. I mean, mar hampla, chian zina chianery, Irie Mach na Cosca in NÍOS one of the Easter Rising leaders in 1916, which is not today or yesterday, it's in Nyon no Nye, was Eamon de Valera. And yet my primary school teacher shook hands with Dev. So chruch múdsor im vonscola lava le Eamon de Valera. So sin an nasc, you know, mar Ford de Valera boss in NÍOS shocked the Cuig in 1975, so she was whatever, maybe 10 or 15 years old at the time, and all the rest of it. And I'm not that old, you know, Tomisha Fihishe had my birthday a week or two ago, vi me vret la agam cúpla seachtan o hin. No few ag smuoin o fwy mashan hish mahori. My grandparents were all born before independence. Roguid riv navshbachas. They're born 14, 13, 15, 16. Captains in 1913, 1914, 1915, 1916. So riv navshblachas. So níl sé có fada sin when. Agus fiú ag féchan ser níl sam JFK nuair bhí sé náliamh ag tús na seascaidí at the start of the 60s. I think it was the start of the 60s. About a year before he was murdered. Blin riv a dún bariú é. Yo bín mis ag féchant na hivána sin je shráid na shoppi, Shop Street. Agus tá sé dúrach mar an géine. Okay, tá na shoppi tifriúla, there's a few more vape shops and burger places instead of the old place. Ach, tá sé really mar an géine. Níl sé ahraí ho mór an. So the reason is these little inputs or ads in the middle of Gaeilge Weekly isn't to pay my bills. It isn't to grow Learn Irish Online necessarily. They're byproducts. Really, it's for you. Because I know the best way that you can get to becoming confident in speaking, using, listening, writing and reading the Irish language is by becoming a Learn Irish Online member. Forget about other schools, pages, textbooks who teach you token phrases you'll never use, or history lessons about the language, or linguistic jargon that just leaves you in a muddle. At Learn Irish Online, we teach the language in a simple, easy to follow, effective way, and we get you speaking from day one. We're about real life use of the language, and you can sign up for a free trial today at patreon.com/Learn Irish Online. If it's not for you, you can cancel, but don't forget 92% of all sign-ups last year kept going after their first week because they immediately saw the benefits of how we teach and how we get you immersed in the Irish language. So again, head over to patreon.com/Learn Irish Online, or just search for us on the Patreon app to start your free trial today. Back to the show. That's what I love about 20th century history, and that's the reason sin an fá ó bhfuil simagam sa star sin ach níl mór an simagams na meán ísina, the Middle Ages, or Brian Boru, or High Kings of Ireland or Inuit. It's just too far back for me to kind of relate to. Tá sé có fada sin wemse hon tiiscint a bheith agam air. And also with history, leis an star có ma, tá sé chomh leathan sin. It's that broad. Go bhfuil sé dachar hon a bheith léamh agus a bheith féchant gachrad. You know, few must muoin tú faoi star na hÉireann. Tá sé chomh fada sin a rééis ag dul ashaig Newgrange agus Brian Boru níl méid rá gur tharla an dárod sin congrach dá chéile. I'm not saying those two things happen together. I'm just picking random events from a very wide timeline. But Brian Boru and High Chiefs of Ireland agus the different writers then and the Wolf Tone, and then going through to Dublin Lockhouse, Easter Rising, Irie Mach na Cosca. Tá méid sin ann bhéfa in an léamh agus féchans rudí de héal fad just faoi star na hÉireann. Agus ní bhéch tú in ann gach rud a chréichnú. Agus sin éire, sin tír a bháin tá thart ar céad is an nóca trí tír fud an down. Saolaí faoi an star atá ag áit cosúil leis an India, no an Sin. Like each province there is bigger than Ireland. And think about the history, they have thousands of years. So tá méid sin ólis agus an méid sin star an muoin sin. Ach dumsa an rud a bhín sim agam ann ná star na hhéireann agus star na Hórpa chomh mar European history as well, like World War II agus rudí mar sin níos mó na aon rud eile star na hhéireann sa fiú hís agus fós na leichintí seo, you know, the stuff that happened this century, rudí a hála an níos seo makes you feel old, but it's true. Stuff that happened in 2002 or 2003 or 4. The crash an cúlú economiíochta i 2008, sin star na hhéireann chomh maith ag an pointe seo, because it's not, you know, exactly today or yesterday. It's almost 20 years ago inis, bíonn nach 5 bliain ó hin inis. So, sin a rud tá cúpla leabhar ceannaithe agam, ceann amháin atá iontach ná Taoiseach, A Century of Political Leadership, le Ian Dale, agus úidir nó Irisóir Sassanach atá ann, agus actually sa leabhar ní bhíonn session ag scríomh mór an. I was reading it and kind of thinking this is a good way of publishing a book without doing much work, mar agus díl mé ag maga faoi sin. But it's all just a collection of essays, so bailú chun aistí ó chuoine tifriúil, agus tá aiste nó cabbaidéal amháin, one essay or one chapter about every Taoiseach in the history of Ireland. So ceann faoi W.T. Cosgrave, ceann faoi Éamon de Valera, ceann faoi whoever, Jack Lynch agus mar sin de. Really, really good. Anna bhá má tá aon simad is star na hhéireann, and through the Taoiseachs and through the kind of 100 or 105 years of Ireland as a country, era mar tír, as we know it today, it's an amazing start to finish guide. Agus a ríis ag labhairt faoi, you know, being able to relate to different things, being to fécantir agus, okay, tá Michael Martin nish agus ribh sin Simon Harris, and there's a direct link back to W.T. Cosgrave an chéad Taoiseach a bhí agin tá tún andal Michael Martin, ribh Michael Martin, bhí sé Simon Harris, ribh Simon Harris, well, Michael Martin a ríis, ribh sin Leo Radker, ribh sin Enda Kenny, ribh sin Bertie Ahern, agus, you know, chain sé arás agus nílach sé, no, shockter Taoiseach jeg agin inis ceapan about 17 Taoiseachs in our history, only 10 or 11 presidents, in like Zetner, no beidir Uachtarán is ceann bháin jeg, not fully sure, ní mé céad fan géad cínte, but around those numbers, timpeall na himhreacha sin. And you can see that direct link back and the country changing as you read through the book Tatunan an tír eáil agus an tír ag ahrú agus ag dul faoi bhorú do chredsa, a huge kind of flourishment or development through those 100 years. Agus sin a rud the simul dumsa, because you can see it directly in your life. Mar gheall gohfuil túnán é eáil go dtíorcha a héal. Fiú rudaigh sula ag léamh faoi Seán Lemass agus ag oscailt a sús opening Ireland up, agus businesses coming in and FDI, foreign direct investment, agus muoine, well, tá a lán córda agam imlá clia agus bíonn siad a go breile Amazon no Google no Meta agus sin mar gheallar a lán rudaí because of a lot of things, but because originally of what the Lemass government did agus rudaí mar sin, agus té mar ashuig nuair bhí mise ag déanú staidir an star don Chastas Hósreachta. When I was studying history for the junior cert, rinne méid don ortest go ma ach bhí múntar ionta agam dar bhana Mr. Sherry don ortest don Chastas Hósreachta go meisceil for the junior cert as opposed to leaving cert. Agus is cuivalm lá amháin a beidir go raibh sa dara bhliain nó sa tríú bhliain agus chur lead éigean a lámh sús agus chuir sé ceist Mr. Sherry agus dúirt sé, why do we study history? What's the actual importance of this? Agus beidir grá sé mar a throwaway question na rud ag an ilsam, ach bhí freagra anna simú agus anna tábhaach chomh maith ag Mr. Sherry. Agus dúirt sé, to understand where we are today and what type of a world we have today, you have to go back and understand what it was like before and what happened. You know, what we have today on rud atá agin and near harla sé as péátra out of the blue, or it didn't come from thin air. It came from decisions before and how things went before. Agus fiú má tá ag labhairt faoi Newgrange agus rud a rinneadh 5,000 bliain ó hin na rud ag an mar sin. Newgrange and something that was done maybe 5,000 years ago, whenever. Or má tá ag labhairt faoi an síocháin atá ann I dúsgart éireann the peace in Northern Ireland and the Good Friday Agreement less than 30 years ago coin to ina an chéiste níos lú na trocha blinoin. Agus gandát sin chean sin fána a níon an starlam. Now, nílim plan agam hon lauert faoin 6 star sin an show ruddy a bhainein leis an bolíocht na ruddy a bhainein le cogaí, politics or wars, mar just being sé an trom, very heavy, very detail heavy on sunray. Agus tá sagam gomín a lán daoine ag éisteacht leis an show seo agus tá si bhgéirí na ruddy sin a éilú. Mar you want to escape those things, mar ar nói tá siad lán le feicáil sa nuacht gach seachtain. So ní mé honna bheith ag labhairt na mar faoi sin agus mar dúirt mé tá níos mó sim agam ina bheith ag labhairt faoi rudaí níos abstraction níos agus níos spríúla cosúil le mar hampla Patrick O'Connell nó Monsignor Horan agus characterí cosúil le sin. Ach ag an am céine ceapam ghfuil sé tábhaach le rá, ghfuil sé fíor hábhaach ólas éigean a bheith agat ar an star. I'd be a huge advocate of keeping history mandatory in schools and maybe even one day making it mandatory for leaving cert. Bheith mise an wad níos mó na daoine eile I bhábhar an star chuineáil mar mór ábhar agus ábhar a chaithí tú déanú don teastas hóisreacht agus beidir sa todhchaí don ortheist. Ceapam níos mó níos na aon ára eile I a héal hain in my lifetime ar aonos, tá daoine ag déanú dearmad ar an star. Tá daoine ag déanú dearmad ar cad a tharla 7, 8, 9 bliain ó hin. Tá daoine ag déanú dearmad of the horrors that happened ire an fihuis. Agus pís le písa tá daoine ag déanú an botún céine a ríis. Agus níos mó na aon ára eile ceapam Jesus nach méid a lán sin na faibanna atá agin, nach méid siad réitithe. Wouldn't a lot of the problems we have wouldn't be solved. And maybe this is arrogant for me, beidir go seo subtlach or even a bit snobby for me. People need ord no such, níl sagam. But I think a lot of them would be solved great. So for a lán sin na faibanna doméach níos mó educas ag daoine ar an star na Héireann, ar star na Europa, ar star an down. Irish history, European history, and the history of the world. Freisin beidir chun rud aigean buachnaí níos éadsrama ará ná is even lom ag léamh na leabhar seo, leabhar beidir díormha áisné ó folitúirí biography some politicians nó leabhar cosúla seo ag déanú analíse ar star na Héireann agus ar na tíosaigh tíorfriúla na mionscéaltaí, the kind of small side stories that come out of Ihoáin cheol bhí Churchill le céilúra rud éigean agus cheol sé telegram go deibh léire agus bhí sé beaganaí ar meisce. He was a bit drunk and he offered independence to Ireland if they fought in World War II agus scéaltaí beagach sula sin nó Jack Lynch bhí sé ina híiseach san 1960 agus bhuaigh sé like 6 All-Irelands sa fel agus na máníocht. Ceapan beidir 5 chin san máníocht agus ceann amháin sa fel chuileach, and sometimes you're like, how? Cosúla Patrick O'Connell an tachtain sa caite cén chuí nóir thula mé faoin scéal seo nó faoin lad seo agus sin iad, you remember people are human, is daoine would go léir agus sometimes we kind of think these guys are robots. Is roboty I dachní ar churbad, gná daoine atá ann agus le gná héal agus gachar eile. So orintha tugann sé sin a human dimension ag go lán sin na daoine seo 3 star agus tríd an folíocht an star agus scéaltaí dearfriúla a tharla roimhe seo. Tá an current damda anis arsúil chun an topic a ahrú beaganaín. Caiim mé rá níl mé ag leanúint mór an sin chugad damda not following much of the World Cup ní ha níon sé. Well, te an ná tá níon sé go mórlam is cuimhlum gohfuil sa séideag leis na Euros ag fécinn seir beag nach gach cluiche gohfuil thugteag leis an rúis bhí méid déanú mo thorteist i ri an ag ri an tournament sin ag bhí méid fécinn seéis seir beag nach gach cluiche gohfuil fithe ar nóí bhí sé sin an COVID ceann i gohfuil fithe hain ach ríis bhí méid leanint an tournament sin fithe dó in Qatar, beidir an cheann is fearr my favourite one in Qatar 2 years ago, even though I didn't think I would enjoy it. It really took off. Ach, níl sam, cosúla a lán daoine beidir níl an World Cup fever agam an orseo ar nó níl éireann an sin ach ní bhíonn siad an sin de an ná, so ní éanann sé sin mór an difreacht ach between the kind of nonsense going on around some of the organisation of us launch in the scaffolds siúl timpeall agriocht on churn downda and as well cov mat le sin the kick-off times, and if you think they're bad in Ireland, they're worse here. Tá sé níos meas an seo ar nóí tá muinte or a bháin ar chlig níos déanaí nó níos muile, so mar ealar sin ní bhíon an chéad cluiche ag tosú go dtí de gná a sé nó a 7 clog ach ceapam go maiime ag fécint ar chluiche a bháin a nocht mar tá rud ag an anna cool agus cínte go bhfuil an scéal seo cluiste ag a lán daoine ach an by Cape Verde or the Cape Verde Islands ag imirt in ai na Spáine agus by éireannach ar an borch. There will be an Irishman on the pitch from Crumlin. An tain éireannach chun imirt sa churn down the ní amháin an tournament seo ach an decade seo mar ar nóí ní rá aon éireannig I 2000 is a fédó ach Pico Lopes nó Roberto Pico Lopes an tanam omlán atá air. Tá sé sin ag imirt le Cape Verde is blochlíoch I céad von géad is as Crumlin é ceapam Crumlin áit cínt ar éos im lá clia ceapam gur Crumlin atá ann agus tá scéal an a simúl maidir le cín chuí a thosaí sé ag imirt le Cape Verde. Bhí sé gimmert le bós agus bhí sé gobar ceapam in orchas in insurance áit éigen I maileatha clia agus fuair sé teachtareacht ar LinkedIn an na meán ho síalta sin le haid cólachtaí agus gnó agus business agus postanna as mar sin dystopian in my opinion and not dystopian. I would never like to be honest the ratlam of that air in the same way I would never like to write a CV so slí céan níl mé géirí CV a scríb in a hill níl mé géirí bheith ar LinkedIn but that's just personal preference for dearfa agus bhí sé ar LinkedIn agus fuair sé teachtareacht sa fortune Gaelish in Portuguese agus dúirt sé sa fortune Gaelish. Oh, we see you're a footballer in Ireland. You have Cape Verde family. Is that true? Would you be interested in having a chat? Just this agus bhí sé seo on FA, on Football Association in Cape Verde, no on Federation. Now, Hunnick on scale a town, no Hunnick Pico Lopes on teachtareacht seo. This message agus cheap sé cínte gur spam a town. You know, tá sé sin agin an táim ar fad. We've all had that. No, you see a message in your spam folder, it's in a foreign language, you almost glaze over it. You don't pay any attention mar ar nóí ní fear rud a town, no rud tábhaach. Ach an sin hartar sé bhí nó blian ina dhia fuair sé teachtareacht eile ón duine céine nó ón áit céine ag rá agus bhí sé I méarla an uair seo saying we're reaching out again to see do you have Cape Verde family and whether you've been interested in talking to us. Also, do you speak Portuguese or Creole? Mar sin a ceapam an dá theanga an dá príomhtheanga atá acu an sin. So, bhí siad ag labhairt le chéile ar fa tamil agus an sin chuaigh sé amach agus rinne sé an cinenne mar gheall go raibh clán ó Cape Verde aige an tathair ceapan beidir an seanathair ceapan an tathair ceapan the father was from Cape Verde and moved to Ireland in the 70s or 80s or in the 70s and the 80s agus thosaigh sé ag imirt le Cape Verde agus chálaigh siad don churn down the show. And this is an expanded World Cup, 16 more teams than usual. Sé earns ag níos mó ná mar atá deich ná. And the great thing about it is that countries in Africa, Asia and more countries in Central America, for example, have got the chance to qualify that wouldn't normally ton seans acu an cáú nach mé an seans acu de chana. Now, it's for Infantino, the president, to get more votes basically, but it's a good byproduct of that and byproduct as a town. The sin that the likes of Cape Verde can qualify for the first time don chéador, agus by sheets in gimmert in ein Spáine ihe a nocht ag a 6 clog, no 7 clog ceapam in Spáine, so I'll probably be the only man in Seville tonight cheering on Cape Verde on tain far until Seville a nocht ag scradal le hai Cape Verde. So sin an plan agus arish beter go gahi me EAGRÁN tin show yellow Pico Lopes. Ach, nach was sin simul arish a fihead truck a blin by kesh down a pub quiz, no few cabbajail, no lower umlan shrifa fui Pico Lopes agus bain kesh sin sa pub quiz to draw a guest who was the only Irish player to represent or to go to a World Cup across the 2020s, and the answer will be Roberto Pico Lopes from Crumlin. And in the same way that in 20-30 years someone will be sitting here by dinner ag sian so ag scríb no ag lauert fwy Pico Lopes agus ag féchan siar an star sa chuí céine a bhín mise ag léamh fwy star na hair na léindi seo. It's sometimes the side stories and the little stories and the characters and the charactery of town that make it interesting, whether it be WG Cosgrave, the first tee struck all the way through to Pico Lopes playing at a World Cup tonight for Cape Verde and for Ireland ag Emirates. The Cape Verde agus freshen son na hairan. Big thank you for listening. Míle buchas as a bheith ag éisteacht le romiliv arish on Tachtan Shogun. And last reminder, Mirror Bug, if you're looking for way more across the next 2 weeks while there's no Gaeilge Weekly, then head over to patreon.com/learnirishonline. Become a Learn Irish Online member. Start your free trial today. The most important step you'll ever take towards finding serious confidence in actually being able to speak the language to a good level. Míle buchas folks, by Megan Larchliv, Igyan Kaikish, Slán agus Bannacht.